The Vengefly King is honestly kind of pathetic. With only 55 HP, only 2 attacks, and frightfully little else, he is genuinely less of a threat than those big husk guards from the Forgotten Crossroads. This fight is going to be over quicker than the time it takes me to talk about either one of these attacks, but hey, he's technically a boss, so let's get into it. The Swoop and the Rallying Cry. The swoop is a very simple U-shaped motion where he glides across the whole platform we're on. This is essentially our only opportunity to get in any damage with our nail. Between attacks, the Vengefly King will always try and stay at the same position and distance relative to us, so reaching him with our melee attack is nearly impossible. This is where using our Vengeful Spirit comes in handy. I recommend landing a nail pogo as he passes beneath you and then firing off a Vengeful Spirit in his direction. His other attack, Rallying Cry, is a first for a boss, an attack which spawns other enemies onto the field. This is basically the only thing that makes the Vengefly King remotely threatening. After his roar, either 0, 1, or 2 Vengeflies will join the fray, spawning at the edges of the platform. He'll never perform this attack if there are at least 4 Vengeflies on the screen, so it's technically possible to have as many as 5 out at once. If you're not diligent about taking these out, they might overwhelm you when combined with the King's swoops, but come on. They're some of the weakest enemies in the game. All they're really going to do is give us more soul to launch at the boss. Breaking down the game plan here feels sort of like overkill, but here goes. Stick to center stage and give yourself the most time to react to his lunge, and take out any minions he summons as fast as you can. Get your damage in during the swoop, and that's it. I suppose I could also mention that we can literally just leave the arena at any time to avoid all of his attacks effortlessly, heal up in peace, or whatever else we like. But let's at least give the guy a chance here. Alright, let's swat this fly. The return of the Vengefly King! Not too much different, though this one does have significantly more HP than the last one. I don't know if really significantly, but he definitely has some. The smaller platform is really the only main difference in that fight, but even still, just as before, nothing too threatening. Rematches against many of our old foes await, and the Vengefly King is merely the first of many. Not too much has changed. He does, of course, have a big HP buff, but the biggest differences now are we are way stronger. We have new abilities to take advantage of, like our Screaming Shout. The things he can summon are no longer strong enough to survive more than one hit from our nail. We can launch huge damage at him over and over again, and all the more. One of my favorite combos to do against this guy, I say combo, one of my favorite ability uses that you can do is when he's hanging out off the ledge. You can dash off it, use the Screaming Shout, and double jump back on. The Ascended Vengefly King is very, very interesting. We have 2 of them here. And this is probably, I believe this is the only time. This is probably the most significant change in an Ascended boss fight. Most of them don't actually make significant changes. Like Mother gets the new battlefield. The Vengefly King gets a partner in crime, which, by the way, only has, I don't remember off the top of my head exactly how much less health they have, but the one on the right at the start of the fight has significantly less health. Much like with the Blobbles, I really just don't recommend trying to focus on one. Just do what attacks you can, take advantage of what attack windows you can get, and the fight should be over before too long. Nail pogos in this fight are your absolute best friend. There's basically nothing they can do in order to stop you from hitting them while you're up in the midair, because they always swoop down low to the stage. They don't target you on a horizontal axis. So that's that one. And I did just go ahead and beat that one Radiant, but it doesn't count because it wasn't on Radiant difficulty. There is no difference between Ascended and Radiance, except for the damage, which is admittedly a really big difference. The only difference is damage. They have the exact same HP they would have, the exact same attack patterns, no significant changes like the Partners in Crime thing. Everything is the same. So definitely try and keep that in mind. This is admittedly one of the tougher fights. Any fight where you have multiple foes that don't attack in a pattern is definitely going to remind me of the Watcher Knights. Luckily for us, this fight is just about wrapped up, and there he goes. Hey, thanks for watching Boss Blitz. As usual, check out the playlist on the left if you're curious about the context of any of the clips you saw in this video. Next up is Hornet Protector. She's a tough one.